Hey, this is the chair guy. What exactly is a scale? In Western European music, we use 12 notes, A to G sharp. This is two octaves of that, A to G sharp, A to G sharp, and back to A. And a scale is really just a collection of those 12 notes that we know sound good together and we know will sound good over certain chords, and they will follow a pattern. So, for instance, if we used all 12 of those notes, which would be a series of half steps all the way from A to A, we would call that a chromatic scale. If, however, we used only half of the notes by skipping every other note, a series of whole steps all the way from A to A, we would call that a whole tone scale. However, for the most part, we use a combination of whole steps and half steps to create something like this, the major scale, which is a 7-note pattern that you can slide to any of the 12 notes to get all the notes associated with that note. And each of those we would call a key, like the key of D or the key of E or the key of F. The other pattern we use the most is the minor scale, and just like the major scale, it's a collection of 7 notes, and we can slide this pattern down to get all the notes associated with all 12 of the notes. Now this is where things get interesting, because if I take the major scale and I extend it all the way down the 2 octaves here, we can see an overall pattern. And of course, if we take our little major scale right here and we put it on the A, you see that they match up perfectly. But if I take the minor scale and I put it on the A, then you can see it doesn't match up anymore. If, however, I slide it down to the 6th note, you see that it matches perfectly. And this is where you start realizing that the minor scale is just a different way of looking at the major scale, or you could say the major scale was a different way of looking at the minor scale, and this is something we use very much to our advantage in the chair system.